I'm going to do one video on each of the harmonious color schemes. And for this video, I'm focusing on Triadic. So Triadic can be the primary. So here's the color wheel. So the primary is red, blue, and yellow. This forms an equilateral triangle. This triangle can be rotated anywhere on the wheel. So Triadic could also be secondary, which would be violet, orange, and green, turning that triangle upside down. But it could also be with the intermediate colors. So instead of red, blue, and yellow, it could be red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, violet. Or it could be red, violet, blue, green, and yellow, orange. So the triadic is an equilateral triangle on the color wheel. The most common that we see is red, yellow, and blue. It's one of the harmonious color schemes. There's 6 harmonious color schemes. There's monochromatic, triadic, analogous, complement, split complement, and double complement. And I wanted to do an example of each one. So any harmonious color scheme that you choose to use, you don't have to use them, but it's good to know them. You can also use tints, tones, and shades, which is adding black, white, or gray with the harmonious color scheme. Some artists plan their paintings and drawings around harmonious color schemes, and some artists they alter them a little bit, and some artists don't use them at all, but a lot of artists do. So I think we should learn about them and what they are. So I'm going to choose just red, yellow, and blue with a little variation. So I drew this out on a piece of paper, and I'm just using a black and white image, and I'm using some chalk. So I'm going to get some reds, yellows, and blues out. I'm going to vary it a little bit. So I'm going to get a couple reds out. It means close to red. It can also be mostly a harmonious color scheme with a little variation. There's some yellows. And here's some blues. And I'm going to get black, white, and gray out. And this is a harmonious color scheme, or considered a harmonious color scheme, which is something that looks good together or looks harmonious when you use it. So I'm going to start with the fruit. I'm not using the picture in color, so I'm just kind of imagining the colors. And I'm going to probably do the fruits in reds and yellows. So I'm going to let's start over here. And I'm just going to get some color in before I kind of try to blend. I want to get some color down. This is chalk pastel, so it'll be pretty quick, a lot quicker than a colored pencil drawing. And I'm going to go with the lighter yellow up here. I may enhance with chalk pastel pencils, but let me worry about that later. Let me just get my colors blocked in to start. And I'm going to put a little bit of a different red. So that this was a cool red. This is more of a warm red. I'm going to be adding white, gray, and black to this. It's not going to be this bright, but I'm just getting some colors blocked in. I was thinking of doing the fruits in reds and yellows, maybe the wine bottle in red and the background in blue. Okay. This needs a lot of work. I'm just getting this in. And this is just for you to learn and practice and use the harmonious color schemes. Okay. This needs a lot more work, but I like to block in first to kind of give me an idea of what I'm dealing with. Okay. I'm kind of thinking, let me go for a dark blue for the wine glass, for the base. I was going to do red, but it just seems like the blue will do better. So I like to, when I put in colors, I like to look at how they kind of relate to each other. And for the background, I'm probably going to put more of a turquoise with some gray in it. I'm going to rub this in a second. But again, this is triadic, or for the most part triadic. This is triadic primary. There can be, so there's 12 colors on the color wheel, and then the triadic color schemes would be triadic primary, which is red, yellow, and blue, triadic secondary, orange, green, and purple, and then there would be two triadic intermediate, which are the same equilateral triangle rotated around the color wheel. Okay, let's see. I'm going to rub just with my finger for now. You could use a paper towel. Okay, now I'm going to rub on the fruit, but I'm using a different finger because now these fingers are blue. Just kind of blending that rough chalk. Okay, so now So still needs a lot of work, but there's certain areas that are darker. So I'm going to get the black. Like for instance, I haven't even delved into the pencils yet, but I'm going to get the black and I'm going to look at this wine bottle. It's very dark. And try to put in the really dark areas. Okay. You can also use paper towel. So I have a little piece of paper towel here and I kind of crumpled it up a little bit. And I'm going to rub. And I'm going to blow. That just blew off some of the excess chalk. Okay, so what do I want? Like I want to work on this more, but I need something in the background. I haven't gone down here because I know I'm going to put my hand right here and it's just going to mess it up. So for the background, I'm going to use some turquoise, which is another kind of blue. I'm probably going to blend this later. I like it. I like the blue. I think that's looking good. I'm just making a line for the top of the table. Okay. And I'm just rubbing this blue in. I think that's really adding to the color choices. And let's see. I'm just getting the like a different part of this paper towel. If there's a lot of excess chalk on here, this can be a bit messy. I'm going to blow. Okay. All right, so now I need a little bit more over here. Okay. I still have a lot of work to do on this, but I'm going to stop it and get some charcoal pencils and then charcoal pencil. I actually feel that I'm going to bring in some, before I do that, I always see things that I need to change. So I'm going to bring in some darks into the pieces of fruit. Now I'm being a little bit more careful. I want them to be bright, but they also have areas of shadow on them. The areas of shadow could be done with a complement or a dark. This is a dark had some red on my finger, so it got in there, which I didn't really want. In the middle, sorry, I have a red. This is a chalk pastel pencil, just to help me get lines that I can't get with that kind of fat piece of charcoal. And this is gonna be in shadow. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. This is much darker, but I'm gonna start it with red. It's probably gonna have some black in it. Okay. Let me get this is a black charcoal pencil, but this part is like really in shadow, so I want to darken this up. And now I have a Q-tip because my finger's not going to fit in there. So I'm going to get my black, and I'm going to, do I want to do this now? Probably not. Let me get a blue. So this is also charcoal pencil, and I'm just going to go around these edges and kind of blend into the turquoise. I want it to be darker around the edges of the fruit. It's going to make the fruit stand out. This is probably too high. So I'm also correcting and making changes. Okay. Imagine you can do a lot of layers with this. Okay, now I'm going to put some white in the wine, in the wine vase or bottle, sorry. You can also possibly mix colors, so like, well, that's getting a little farther away from Triadic. But I mean, if it's too boring for you, you can mix a green with a blue and yellow, but then you're kind of getting into the whole spectrum with the color wheel. I'm trying to do one in pure Triadic, although the bottle is a darker blue, so it looks kind of like purple. I'm going to come back into this bottle with more of a blue. This is more of an ultramarine blue. But I mean, you can start with a harmonious color scheme and vary it. I mean, a lot of people just do something in a harmonious color scheme, and a lot of people make changes. Okay. Alright, so there's a table part on the bottom, so I'm just thinking, do I want to do it blue? Or it's dark. I'm going to go for red. It's more of a brown. I'm veering a little. This is like a burnt sienna, but it's definitely based in red, but the bright red is going to be too bright. So this is where the table folds. That's still a red. Okay, so now I'm going to rub. I mean, that's a good start. So just thinking to myself for a second, what do I need to do here? I want the fruit to stand out a bit more. So I'm going to come back and do a bit of another layer on the fruit. I'm going to be okay with if it's blending, if the colors are blending. Like if the yellow and red are blending into an orange, I'm going to be okay with that. And I'm going to bring in a white. And then I'm going to go for, actually, I think this red brown that I was using is going to be a nice addition to the fruit for dark. It's not too gray. I'm still looking for big areas of value and looking better. I was going to put, yeah, this brown looks a lot better than the black. Okay, now I'm going to get, this is a messy task. I'm going to get some white. to highlight the areas that are a bit lighter. Okay. Let me go back to my blue. And I'm just kind of darkening this turquoise. This is kind of a quick demonstration just to show you the triadic harmonious color scheme, but you could spend hours on this. I'm trying to make the colors work well together. Okay, one thing I'm not too keen about is, you can leave it rough or you can blend it. One thing I'm not too keen about is, I'm not really happy with this yellow, so I'm going to come in with the brown. Because it's kind of too similar to the fruit. So it's pretty much basically red, yellow, and blue, lights and darks, and this is more of a red, brown, and a bit of an earth tone and neutrals, because it's going to look weird if there's not a little tiny bit of variation. So my variation is the neutralized earth tones, which is fine. Could also be considered a neutralized red. Okay, let's try this. And something's bothering me here. So this is slightly messy. And sometimes you want to drawing like that, and sometimes you don't. So it's your preference. I would recommend working in both kind of styles to see what you like and don't like, and being able to master kind of messy, rough sketching and neat sketching. I sometimes leave the white paper showing when I'm blocking stuff in, but then I have to get rid of it. That looks much better than the light yellow. The light yellow was just too light, and that's what I was mixing. Okay. So you'll intuitionally kind of feel where you need to put colors and put them down. Okay, so what else? What else? I mean, it's really messy and it needs it could use a lot of work, but I'm just trying to get a color scheme in here. Let's see how it looks if I put this darker blue kind of around the fruit and blend it into the turquoise. just taking a look at the fruit for a second. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna get some white. Okay. Like this is lighter in value, so I'm just lightening up this red. So when you're doing harmonious color schemes, if you're doing like a stickler and really sticking to certain rules, you can always use white, black, and gray. This has like a fold in it, so it has lights and darks around the fold. Hold on, let me try to fix this. I do need to put some black back in here. Okay, so what's wrong with this? Let me come back to my red for a second. I'm not entirely. Let's go with this one. Yeah, let me get some white. This is a bit too. Let me rub here. I mean, the fruit is kind of messy, but, and I'm kind of happy with it, except for this one. Okay, hold on. I'm doing a quick drawing. I'm not doing blending detail, but I want to get the big kind of chunks of color semi-correct. You can leave marks like that, or you can blend them. Like if you don't like them, I mean, I think they look okay, but like sometimes, like since there's varying marks, right? Sometimes you want them to have marks that are different. Like this is smooth, and then that has rough pieces of charcoal on it. So sometimes you want marks that are different, and then sometimes you kind of want them to all be the same. It depends on the drawing. It depends on what you're trying to do. That light blue looks better here than the white. Okay, let's see. Let me go with the yellow. But here I'm just kind of leaving it rough. And then, oh, there's one more thing I did want to do. I wanted to go back. This is not, I put the brown in there, but it needs to be black. Or black and brown. Because it's like cast shadows of both pieces of fruit on this fruit behind. can also clean off your pieces of chalk if they're getting dirty. See that? I could just kind of wipe it off or scrape it off. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to cut it. That was just a demonstration on color theory. Triadic, which is red, yellow, and blue. This is